live. It is Monday, May 12th, 2025. How you guys doing? Oh, I'm just a little bit behind. I was too busy with my product share and I just lost track of time. So I am here at 7:03 p.m. Eastern Time, and I hope you guys can come on board here. And I'm going to be creating a class for you today. So it's using the Everyday You and Me bundle. So let me just grab my laptop here and get that on my channel so I can make sure that I can see and everything looks good. All right, not too bad. Awesome. All right, and it looks like I've got one person watching. Let me know if you can hear me okay, and we can get started. Let us know where you're watching from. That's always a super fun thing to find out. I'm going to post a comment here. I'm going to add in something. Perfect. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, so I said, let us know where you are watching from and your favorite new in color. I bet I'm going to see strawberry slush up there quite a bit. And I am making a strawberry slush card today. All right, just a little bit of things that are happening. I gotta go get some stuff off my printer, actually. All right, so we have some show and tells, and then I'll go over the program I have with the Making Memories. So I got two cards. This one was a picture by email, and it's a little bit blurry, but this is from Susan Trask, and she created the Star Quilt card, which is very nice. It's a 4 1/4 square card, so not an A2 card, but a square card, which is really fun. She used the Distress Tile 3D embossing folder, and the main colors there are Calypso Coral Basic Black. So the base is Calypso Coral Basic Black, Calypso Coral, and the embossed Distress Tile 3D. And then she said she used some retired designer paper. And I'm pretty sure that die might be from the Spotlight in Nature. I'm looking over on my wall there where all my dies are. And let's see, where are they? It looks very familiar. But I'm not quite sure if that's where it came from or not. Another one that comes to mind was a Country Side Corners dies. But anyway, it's just got that little kind of curvy thing there. All right, so thank you so much, Susan, for emailing me your picture of your card. And then I got this one in the mail today. This is from Deborah Willis Michael, and she's from North Carolina. And she won the floral and gingham vellum that I gave away a couple of weeks ago. So she sent me a nice little card, and she's got looks like that's not, I think that looks like Blushing Bride, which I still have some color, or I have still some cardstock with the Blushing Bride, but I'm not quite sure. That looks like it's Mossy Meadow or Old Olive. But thank you so much, Deborah. I have lots of friends that are Deborahs or Debbies, or so that, and I know one of you are watching. I see, yep, Deborah, Carl, Tony. All right, so anyway, thank you so much. If you would like me to showcase your card, if you're on my email list, if you go all the way down to the bottom of any of my emails, there is my address down there. Feel free to send one my way, and I would love to spotlight it on one of my YouTube lives. That's always super fun to do. It's like being in a swap. You can get some ideas from other people. But today I just wanted to remind you, I'm going to extend this until midnight tonight. This is called Making Memories. So it's a 6-month exclusive crafting class. And our first class is May 22nd at 7 p.m. online or in person. You can come to my class or my house here. So it's basically, I'm hosting a special crafting experience, and it's going to be 6 months long. And you're invited to be part of it, either online or in person. So each month we'll create something beautiful using our online exclusives category. For our first, well, online exclusives, or we'll do some of the kits. So I decided to work actually with a heirloom arrangements kit, and that is still available, and I have a few extra kits here in my craft room that I can send out. So I'd like to get those out ASAP, and there is a PayPal link here. If you want to take a screenshot of it, you're welcome to. I'm bringing it way up close here so you can see. It's $30. That is the link you can use to get to the class. And other classes might be higher or lower than the $30. It all depends on what I select. And it includes shipping from me to you and a small thank you gift, and $2.30 in Stampin' Rewards. And that's when you order the heirloom arrangements kits through my link here. It's $30. The class is $30. The kit is sold for $23. So I'm going to be giving you $2.30 in Stampin' Rewards. And that's what you would get anyway by ordering it yourself. I'm also going to, again, send you that thank you gift. And the other future classes, they're all going to be 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll bring this up to you. June 19th, July 17th, August 21, September 18th, and October 16th. So I will also have a recording. So if you can't come, it's going to be by Zoom or in person. So that is extended until midnight tonight, May 12th. So it's always something I've wanted to do, and I'm going to give it a try for 6 months. You always try something for 6 months, and if it doesn't work, you just try something else. So I think that's all I have, excuse me, for announcements. Don't forget about the joining special this month. Awesome deal, $165 worth of products for $99. So that's a great deal, especially if you're just starting out, or if you want to come back and be part of the Inspired Daisies. I'm going to be hitting up every one of you guys with one of these cards. It'll be in the mail, and it will be showcasing the new starter kit special. So that goes into the end of this month here. I think that's all I got. So we are using the Everyday You and Me bundle. Let me grab that. I've got underneath my stamps here, or my ink pads. It looks like this. I bought this stamp set, not really for here, but I love the fonts that they use. I don't know what the names of the fonts are, but I really like them and how they stamp, and you'll see as we go through the class tonight. I really love that little cute flower there too. It stamps really nicely. So it's a photopolymer stamp set, and it is a bundle. It comes with dies. There are 9 dies in there and 17 stamps. And I don't have any of my stamps on my blocks yet because I was so knee deep in product shares that I kind of lost track of time. So just bear with me while I get my stamps on my blocks, and I can tell you what size stamp block we'll be using. So that looks like it will fit a C block. So let's I put my stamps on at a diagonal on my block, so I'm looking at the words and not the line, the horizontal line of your block. If you haven't tried that, give it a try. I'm sure that you'll find that it's very helpful. On the inside, I'm not going to die cut today, but actually I can fussy cut that. My die cutting machine is downstairs, so let me pull out, I guess that one will work. That's a B block. And we've got our stamp for the back side. Let me grab that on my other desk. I always like to stamp the angel policy at the same time I'm actually creating a card. It just saves a step. And then on the envelope, I just stamped that same flower, and this one is in Fresh Freesia. The sentiment here is in Blackberry Bliss, and you can see, do you guys remember what where this ribbon came from? It came from Celebration, and I still had another pack of it, so doesn't that look really nice with this card? The Fresh Freesia, that Blackberry Bliss, you know, it just looks wonderful. And then on the inside again, we've got that. So actually, that was the second card I made. So you can kind of see, I made 3. So there we go. They're all using the same design. And these two are actually cut on the same panel, and this one's slightly different here. Let me grab my piercing mat, because we're going to have to stamp off. I think we have to stamp off on some of these. I can't remember. But anyway, let's get started. I'm talking way too much for you. Okay, so we'll go through all of the sizes. And let's see, make sure nothing's in my envelope there. And all this other stuff, I am going to put over here, because this is my pile of cards I've made I think 3 samples. And the stack of envelopes here for this card is going way up here. Okay, so we are going to start with moving these out of the way. Sorry about that. All right, we got some Fresh Freesia here, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. So it's gonna be a portrait mode card. And then we have a Blackberry Bliss, which is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then we have, oh shoot, I was gonna bring that paper over. Oh, hold on. This is going to be a very popular paper. So this is Floral Impressions, and this is a brand new pack. If you haven't seen, I've shown you guys this quite a bit, but on this card, I'm going to I think it's it's card number 4. I'm going to keep this one out, but it's Floral Impressions. If you want to take the item number down, it's 165603. It's $12.50. So every single page is beautiful. All right, we're going to do some stamping. And again, oops, I didn't tell you, this is 3 by 4, by the way. And then I've got a piece of white that's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. I've got some scrap for that flower that's on the inside. And the, oh gosh, what is that called? Heartfelt Hexagon punch, which I've already punched, but I brought it over here just in case I don't do a very good stamping. So I hope you enjoy the class. If you have any questions, please let me know. And let's go. I'm working with one of my favorite colors, which is called Blackberry Bliss. It's a very deep, kind of a maroonish color, but even deeper than that. It looks black, but it is on the kind of the maroonish side, shade. And then I think I'm going to actually change this up. Instead of Fresh Freesia, I taught this class to my team. I think we're going to stamp in Blackberry Bliss and see what this turns out to be. I'm going to fussy cut this out because it's super easy to fussy cut that one out. It's very easy with your paper snips. And then on the back side, we're going to stamp our Angel Policy stamp. Then I'll have this one all ready to be either mailed out or put in my bins to sell. At my craft fair, I sold 75 cards, and I thought was pretty good, being a late spring craft fair. I think if we would have had more people come, it would have even been much higher than that. A lot of people were looking for cards. A lot of people were looking for crafting kits. So I brought some of our kits collections, and I sold quite a few of those. Let's see, sticky notes, the little mini ones. I don't know. I probably sold like 35 or 40 of those too. I'm just trying to think what my hot sellers were. Oh, my samplers, the like home decor samplers. I sold 4 of those. So that makes it, oh, I only have 2 left. So I'm going to have to create some more of samplers. And just other stuff here and there, magnets, notepads, journals. I do some crocheting in memory of my grandmother, because I always have a little station of crocheting. So sold some dishcloths. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Oh, and I have these new, they're the fairy wands, and I sold like 4 of those, and I was super happy with that. It's not any kind of paper crafting stuff whatsoever. It's just something different, and it's eye-catching. So I really liked having that in my booth, because it really did stop people in their tracks. So like, what is that? What is that? So, and especially kids. The kids love to see it. And I had one little boy, he must have been like 4 years old, and he stopped with his mother and he goes, Mom, I want one of those. And he picked one out that had a rainbow bead at the top. So he was fascinated by that. But they are flower wands. They are made out of beads, and they are for inside or outside plants. And when the sun shines, it kind of sparkles on the beads. So anyway, new project. My friend Debbie, she put them together for me, and we kind of worked together on it, because we had to get them done last week, because I wanted to try that, or 2 weeks ago actually. I wanted to see how that went. So, and I think it went out okay. The only thing I would have changed up is that I would have 2 different pots, because I had 2 different sizes in either a 12 or a 10 inch, and it was hard to tell because I had them all together. So the next craft fair, I will have them set aside. But I was telling Debbie, can you imagine what that would have looked like if that's all I sold? And my booth was 20 by 10, so 20 feet across. If I had that, 3 6-foot tables, all of those beads, oh my gosh, that would be very like eye-catching for sure. All right, talking too much again, so let's just get started creating this card, Karen. So I added that fresh freesia ribbon, which was from Celebration, and I'm just kind of looking at this, and I think I need to turn it this way. Yes, those flowers look better in this direction. So we're just going to add this on to the card front, very easy. And then I'm going to try to make a fabulous bow over here on the left side. And if I get stuck, then I will create, oh man, a knot bow. It's on my little dimensional, hold on, there. There we go. All right, so I want to try to keep this ribbon on the bolt, but I don't think I can. So let's just snip it off, and then we can trim it down. Oh, happy Mother's Day for all of you that were celebrating Mother's Day yesterday. I know some people also celebrate it like this coming weekend too. I was actually listening to one of the Stampin' Up leaders groups video today, and they were talking about Mother's Day and how one of the moms just said, I want all you other moms, because she had like 14 grandchildren, and I don't know how many daughter-in-laws or daughters, or so they're having. She said, have your own Mother's Day, and then next weekend we will have one all together. I thought that was fun. Like, let's celebrate it 2 weekends in a row. Let's see, what did I do? I went hiking with my son. We always do that on Mother's Day. And this time my husband went. We're trying to get ready and shape for a trip to Scotland in August. We leave actually July 31st. And we are going to be walking the West Highland Way in Scotland. It's 92 miles, and we're hiking end to end, so we're not tenting or anything, but it's my annual Alzheimer's fundraising Hiking for a Cure hike. So hopefully I can get quite a bit of donations in that fundraiser, and it will just go to my tally. I think my goal is like I don't know, it's $2,100 maybe. I always try to team it up with the distance of my hikes. So I'm actually doing 2 fundraising hikes. One will be New York Appalachian Trail, and then Scotland. So that one is about 90 miles. So both of them, so it'll be about 200 miles. So about $2,000 I'll be trying to fundraise. And some of that craft fair I was in, our profits go to the agency we were fundraising for. So it was kind of a charity fundraiser, and our profits would go towards that. So I've got to still make my donation once I get my checks in the mail. I actually ran out of checks. So I'm just waiting for those to come in. But I thank everyone that shopped with me at that craft fair. It really does help. And I got to see a lot of my friends where I used to live up in northern Vermont. So that's always fun to see our friends from wherever, if you've moved, like we moved to just a new place, and we didn't know anybody here. So it's always nice to go back where you grew up and just get together with some of your friends. I'm going to add some sparkle gems to this. And I've chose the Druzy adhesive back embellishments. These are still available, so they're super sparkly, and they look really good on the card here. You can see these. Let me see if I still have those in here. I probably put them away. But here are the ones that have some like purples in them and blues and like fresh freesia maybe. But I'm going to use these up here. And I kind of focus on the center of the flowers. I probably want to go like with a smaller size, and I'm going to use the silver. So let's hit it up right here in the center of this flower. Let me just bring it in a little bit. And we've got one over here, so I've got to create that triangle and not straight across, okay, because that doesn't look good when you do that. Odd number, so I could go down here or I could go up here. I think it's going to look better if I went down here. This is going to be covered up by the ribbon, and this one's straight across. So let's go right here. And that's it. That's a super quick, easy card. All of these are super quick, easy cards. All depends on how much Karen talks. But here's that one. And here's another one. Another one. And I've got 4 of these so far. So I've got a few more card kits to go, and we'll be sending those off in the mail. All right, let me look at my instruction sheet, and I will check and see which card is next. All right, it is the Love Every Moment card. So I'm using not Garden Green, Old Olive. And here's one of my kits. That's the one I need. And let me grab the kits or the cards that I've already created with them. They're all the same, but they might be a little different in the designer paper. Actually, those two are the same, but this one is cut just a little bit differently. And this one's got more of that Blackberry Bliss on it. So, all right, we're going to get ready for this one. I need Love Every Moment. And on the inside, I've got some foliage. So let me grab those two stamps from the stamp set, wherever I put it, up here. I hate that. Oh my goodness. There's so much stuff on my desk right now. I didn't start out this way, but sometimes it gets so chaotic. This fits on a D block. And if you go like a diamond pattern here, it barely fits, but it does fit. You can kind of see that ours is very, very close, but it is fully on that block. So we got that one. And then let me grab one of the foliage. There's two different foliages in there. I'm going to grab that one. That will go, needs to go on a B block, but I'm going to just put it on a C block. I'll grab my old olive. And this one's really, really juicy. So I've got to be careful with that one. All right, let's check and see what's in this kit. We've got our medium white, basic white, medium envelope. And let me zoom back out here. And I've got old olive. And this one's a top folding card. I rarely do this, but I did this time. And it is 11 inches this way by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And then we follow up with another old olive, which is 4 by 5 1/4, embossed with the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. We have a piece of Timid Tiger, which is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. Again, the same size as that first card. And then 3 by 4. You're going to see where I'm going with the 3 by 4s. All of these cards are all but one of them is 3 by 4. And we're going to get different looks every single time. And then I just had this scrap of Timid Tiger. I'm going to use it and I'm just going to adhere it. The sentiment is going to go right on top of here. I just wanted to use it up. I didn't want to cut a whole new piece for just a little piece like that. And then we got 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 white. So we'll do our stamping first, and then we will put everything together. That one does not use any ribbon. All right, so let's see. I'm going to get some of these stamps out of the way. All the ones I've used, put them up there. I do need to clean that one. So let me grab my Stampin' scrub. And I'll get these all nice and cleaned up. I'm looking for that. Oh, you know what? I did put the wrong sentiment on that block, but oh well. I got that one saved up already for the next card. You guys must have been like, Karen, you're doing the wrong one. So let me grab it. You can just watch me put this on the block again. So it's the same thing as I just did. I'm going to more of a diamond shape here. And it does barely fit. That T is on there, but just barely. Let me see if I can get it on a little bit better. So got that. There we go. I've got it on the entire block. All right, we're gonna stamp an old olive because I like to stamp my colors whatever the card base is, or the more dominant color is the one that I usually stamp a sentiment with. So we've got Love Every Moment, but I'm gonna try that again because it looks a little crooked. It's always so hard to stamp at an angle. Oh, that one's a little bit better, so we'll go with that. And then we're going to bring in that foliage. And I'm going to stamp over here in the corner. And then I'm going to stamp this way. And let's add another one over here. So I've got 3 little foliage pieces there. The envelope, I'm going to just do the same thing. And looks like I got a little smudge there. So we'll just kind of fill this corner in. And that will be the same kind of as our inside of the card there. I'm going to close. Oh, nope, I don't. I need this. We're going to stamp that back side. There's nothing worse than picking everything up and going back and saying, oh, shoot, I forgot to stamp that. So I always try to do that like right off. All right, super easy, you guys. Here's our old olive. And we'll just add a little bit of that liquid glue over here. A little extra because it's an embossed panel. And again, that's 4 by 5 1/4. And then we have Floral Impressions with the Timid Tiger, which is our one of our new in colors. Let us know what your favorite in color is for 25-27. I did mention that in my first comment there. Let us know where you're watching from and what is your favorite new in color. I mentioned that I think Strawberry Slush and what was the other one? Oh, Strawberry Slush. I love Secret Sea. You guys all know that. But I was trying to think which would be the favorites out of what you guys would pick. And I think Strawberry Slush is going to be the one that is actually the most popular. And that's actually a returning color, by the way. All right, we'll get some dimensionals. Looks like I'm be working with the edge pieces now. I find more people in my classes throwing out these edge pieces than I should have. I have to always remind them not to do that because even though they're not little circles, it's okay to use the edge piece. It does the same job. Okay. So this one, I'm only going to put 4 on. And I'll grab my Take Your Pick tool just to take those backings off really quickly. And then this is just going to get centered on the card front. Always make sure that it's going the correct way. We don't want it upside down. This is going to be my card club designer paper for this month, you guys. So if you're in my card club, you just found out. But if you're not in my card club, be on my email list because I am going to be marketing that very soon, hopefully on Wednesday. I'm a little bit behind just because Mother's Day I took off and I was doing my product share today. And that's getting shipped out tomorrow. So if you ordered product share with me, then expect your shipment to show up pretty soon at your door. You've got some happy mail coming to you. And if you did not order and you would like to, you can shoot me an email. I may have one extra designer paper product share left, and it's the annual catalog online exclusives along with the in colors and the color families. I'm just waiting to hear from one of my teammates because she mentioned she would like to order it. So I'm just gonna hear from her. Either it's a yes or no, and if it's yes, well and I get more than 4 inquiries, then I'll do another product share. I love doing product shares. It's the way I get to learn all about the pretty paper that we sell. So it's one way I get to know it. Now, I did stamp that in the lower corner like this. Like you can put it this way, but you can also rotate it and put it at the top too. It really doesn't matter which one way or the other. It's more a preference. Again, I've downsized my inside so that basic weight is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and I can get 6 8.5 from an 8.5 by 11 basic weight. So we all know the basic weight price went way up. So this is the way I can justify purchasing it, because I can get 3 or 6 panels versus just 4. Okay. Oh shoot! You know what I did? I opened that card up and it landed on my blog. Look at that. I'm going to have to restamp that. So anyway, I'm not going to put any embellishments on this here. I'm going to put that way up there. But I will put my little sparkly gems here. Since that's Timid Tiger, I'm going to go for the gold. I think that will bring out the Timid Tiger. So this is one of the large ones. I'm going to put it right there. And another small one will go, let's see, here. And then this one, I'm just going to put it down here, right on that stem. All right, so we've got our triangle going this way, and I'll restamp that. But let me put these out and you can see what they look like. Got that one. Oh no, I froze again. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, I'm so sick of this. Okay, I think I froze there, but I'm back. So please let me know. I'm going to close some browsers here. Let me know if I'm back. That way I can move on. I see Denise's last comment was, good evening from South Dakota. Oh, I heard it's very hot up that way. These cards are so pretty. My favorite is Secret C2. Yes, I love that. It says I've got 12 people watching. Okay, I'm back. Thank you, Carla, so much. I don't know why that does that. There's only 2 people that live in this house, and I swear at night, ugh, everybody around us is taking all the internet. All right, so here's, let's see, these 2 are the same placement of the designer paper, and those are a little bit different. So just a different look throughout. We'll get those stacked up, and we will move on to card number 3, which is another one of my favorites, and it's using 3 by 4 designer paper. All right, so that's that kit, and we'll grab it here. I love the texture notes dies. I keep saying that every single time I come live, but the texture note dies are all rectangles, and they all have this like super fun just die cut on the edge here. They're different designs. I just love that. It just looks really nice. You don't need to layer underneath your sentiment because we've got that little decorative die cut there. So see, here's that 3 by 4 piece, and I'm gonna stick a piece of matching designer paper over here just to give it a little different look. And then here's this one. It came from the same paper, by the way. See how much this one has a lot of the yellows, and this one has a very, it's got a lot of mixture of different daisies. And then this one here is just cut a little bit differently than that one. All right, so let's see what I'm going to find with this one. But first, I am going to clean that stamp because I don't want to ruin this card. Because that's extra work, and I don't like to do extra work. Because after this, I've got to send out my email tonight, and it will be linked. There will be a link to this class. This class, it's going to be my next ordering special. So that will come out on May 15th. So make sure you are an email subscriber so you can earn this class for free. All right, this time I'm using basic white thick. And let's see what we look like here. Okay, so we are using early espresso. So I've already got my Better Together stamp on my D block early espresso, because the early espresso in here, even though it's not listed as one of the colors, I put it on here because it pulls from the center of the daisies. And then by adding your ink, it even works even better. So I also will need the new ribbon, which is, it's weird, basic white, lint, or basic lightweight ribbon. That's all it is named, and it's 1/4 of an inch wide. It does fray at the ends, so you'll just have to make that extra snip with your fabric scissors or ribbon scissors. All right, let's pull in that piercing mat here. I do need to clean this one. I will check before I start card number 4 to see if there were any questions. I always forget to do that because I'm so focused on what I'm doing here and trying not to mess up, which, you know, sometimes happens. I got to peek to see what I did on the inside here. I think I just stamped. Yep, I stamped a little yellow flower there. Okay, Better Together with early espresso. And I got to bring this, hopefully I can get this straight. Ooh, spot on, you guys. Don't you like that font? I love it. All right, our envelope needs to be stamped, and our card base and the angel policy. So let's do that angel policy first, and I'll stamp that in early espresso. And then the flower, I think I really would love to pull from here, but I'm really not sure. It's a combination of like Calypso Coral, Timid Tiger, and Peach Pie. I'm going to go run and get the Timid Tiger so you guys can see that ink. Where are you, Timid Tiger? So I really get Timid Tiger and Pumpkin Pie mixed up all the time. One is darker than the other, but when you look at it really quickly, it does. It's definitely plays with my eyes, that's for sure. I'm gonna take, let's see, I'm gonna take this sentiment off, and I'm gonna put this on with a C block. This is gonna be a really big flower here. So we'll stamp the envelope corner. I had to look and see, make sure my flap. So that's on there. It's still a little bit wet. You can see those little specks there. That is still drying. And then our inside, I am going to make a mess here. Look at that, right on my thumb. It's all right. It's butter-based. I'll just rub it on my shorts. Okay, so I'm making sure that's on the back side, and I'm stamping on the right side of this one. And I'm just going to stamp this right in the corner there. And it will take some time to dry. This is a brand new ink pad, so it's super juicy, and I can still see it's trying to dry right there. That's all set. And that's all set. So I think I'm all done stamping. Let's assemble this beautiful one. Again, we've got 3x4 and 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And if you don't like 1/8, then you can go 1/4 inch. So 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I like inch or 1/8 of an inch with that just small highlight of the color, the panel. All right, see what I mean? There's just a really small width of cardstock there. And then this here, it's the back side. Isn't that really pretty? Let's see what it would look like if we went this way. I'm pretty sure it's going to be way too busy, but let's just see. Yeah, we need to have that back side there. So we'll just put that there and we'll raise this up. I do need to add some ribbon to this one, but let's get this one set first. This is 1 1/2 by 5 1/2. It's edge to edge, so if your paper is longer than your card base, that's okay. You can just take some paper snips and trim it off. So I like to just open it up and make sure I don't see any of the designer paper, which is pretty good cutting there. And then we need to add our ribbon. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on first. I was trying to tell my team why I like to do it this way, and I'll tell you why as I go through the process. We'll get these all removed. And let's bring in our card base here. I didn't put any ribbon or dimensionals here because your ribbon's going to go through here. And again, this is our basic white ribbon. It's 1/4 of an inch. And you can see how it frays a little bit, but that's okay. We can just take our ribbon scissors and trim that up. I'm going to decide which way I think this goes. I'm going to have this little daisy down below and this one up here as like kind of the sun. I think that looks like the sun. So these are all ready to get stuck. So what I do is I put my ribbon on the back side, make sure it's not twisted, and then I'll put it on the card front and try to center it the best I can. Still run that through. Swing that over here, and the goal is not to use too much ribbon. So now, since it's not loose, so if I was to tie that off the card and then put it on, it would be really hard for me to do that. So I just like to string that ribbon through first, stick it on there, and then tie my bow. All right, so this one needs to be a little bit longer. And I am going to create a knot first. And hopefully I can make a really tiny bow here. There's not a lot of ribbon left. A little snag right there. I'm going to go over and get my sharper scissors. I'm just going to angle cut it this way, angle cut it this way, and then I'm going to try to cut that off. There. That's better. All right, now I'm going to center this down. I'm going to pull it right down here. If you feel you need to, you can add a mini glue dot underneath here. That will just keep your bow from untying and it'll keep it in place. So I'm just using our Kits collection glue dots here. Come on, get off there. Okay. And then I'll make it go portrait. And then this one here is going to get put on here, but I really need to move this way over to the left side. So I might not be able to do that. I've got it stuck pretty tight here. But yeah, I can actually do it. Let's add our dimensionals. I'm going to just add 4. Wow, it's like 7:53 my time and it's not even dark yet. All right, I want to keep this out of the way. I want to tuck this right up against that knot because I don't want to go over the edge over here. And it hangs off to the right side of the panel underneath, and that's exactly what I wanted. So that bows right on the edge here. And then this over here still shows your card base over here. Okay, we don't need to add anything in the inside. If you wanted to add a message, you could do that. It gives you a lot of space to write. And the embellishment for this one, boy, what did I use on the other ones? I used the gold ones. So let's do that. It'll bring out the yellow. Oh gosh, there's a winter wren outside right now. I don't know if you can hear it or not. My windows are open. It just went. I don't know if you can hear it. Hopefully you can. It's really pretty. All right, since all of the remaining flowers here are larger, I'm just going to add the little sparkly druzy over here. Okay, so it does kind of take this little sparkles is drawing from the yellow. Okay, so let's put all of these in front so you can see them. I'm going to clean this area up. So I've got one. There's another one. These I stamped in Darling Duckling, which is another one of our in colors. There's another one. I left that ribbon frayed. And then we've got one more. So I've got 4 of those. Those are going to be going out to recruiting. It's a great month to join Stampin' Up! And Inspired Daisies team. We'd love to have you on board. And I know I've got a lot of Inspired Daisies watching me tonight, and I really appreciate their support. We have a team meeting Wednesday, so that will be fun. All right, so that was card number 3. I'm going to look to see if there's any questions. If not, we are going to move on to Strawberry Slush. And we're going to talk a little bit about the designer paper here. All right, let's just see if there's anything. All right, we got Strawberry Slush for Deborah, Timid Tiger for Carla, and then we have Secret Sea for Denise. And thank you, it was very brief freezing. Oh, that's good, because then I will have to redo this one. This one here, I used the silver and white ribbon here, which is still available. See, I didn't put a mini glue dot on there. I could have. And so that's the same ribbon. And then the iridescent ribbon, which is also still available. And this one here is stamped in Strawberry Slush, and that does not look like Strawberry Slush. It's gonna be interesting. I wonder if I had a little bit of brown on that from I bet I did. It didn't clean all the way, so I'm gonna really clean this one. A little bit went in there. All right, what did I stamp? Oh, the little cute flower. Love that little cute flower. Let's see. That will go on a B block. So we'll just take that one off, add it on, and let me grab my strawberry slush. These are the two stamps I need, and we'll just clean that one. All right, so let's talk about this sheet of designer paper. I don't have a full sheet, but it's okay because you're going to get the same like deal here. So there's one sheet in the pack that has like rows of colors. So we've got more of the strawberry slush over here, pretty in pink. We've got more of the yellows, and then greens and blues, and then your blackberry bliss. So when I did my product share, I'm like, I can't cut it this way because then people won't get every single color scheme. So I did cut it horizontally. So don't worry, product share people, you are going to get all the colors. So that's why you can see these are different. Let me grab the other one. So we've got the yellow, strawberry slush, and more of the greens and blues. And I don't really know what's in that kit. So let's check and see. I love how strawberry slush and old olive look really nicely together. Oh, we got the strawberry slush. And this is not 3x4. It's 3x3. It's a square. Another great dimension to cut your paper at so you can get a lot of your paper. Lots of pieces to make your cards. All right, so we need strawberry slush, and that is it for our inks. So we'll get our stamping out of the way. We get to stamp with that cute flower. And we need that one and our envelope. So this here is directional too. It's going to go on the top, just like this. So what you can do, so you know your spacing, you can take, let me just take a mini glue dot. And I'm just gonna put it on here. And I'm gonna stick this on my white, just for placement. So now I know I've got only this amount of space to stamp. I don't want to stamp too high, and I don't want to stamp too low because we don't want a huge, we want to kind of get it all centered really nice. So let me just show you again how this one is. You've got the same kind of distance at the top and the bottom. You got one shot, or you can flip the paper, I guess. You can stamp again. All right, hopefully we'll get the true strawberry slush color. So I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. This is a really big stamp. Oh, that's strawberry slush for sure. Awesome. So it must have been, I had some remnants of either Blackberry Bliss or Early Espresso when I stamped that other one. So that's satisfying. All right, we'll add that cute little flower over here. Isn't that like a happy flower? And then we'll stamp on the white that's going to go inside. Isn't that cute? And then we will take our card base, we'll flip it over, and we'll add the angel policy. And there we go. We are all done stamping. I'm going to bring this back here so I can kind of look at it. Get these out of the way. Okay. So this one is kind of similar to the one we did before, wrapping our ribbon around. This one here, I wrapped it around the white, and we'll do the same thing. So we'll create that part. Where did it go? Oh, it's buried over here. All right, so we'll take this off again because it was just had a mini glue dot on it. I'm going to keep that there because it doesn't really matter. Get our glue to work. So this will be my order. This class will be my ordering special starting the 15th. And it will be in any $50 order from the 15th of May until the 31st, we'll get one kit per design. All right, that's just pretty as is, you guys. But I'm going to mount it on some white, but first I want to wrap my ribbon around it. So let me just see what I have left. If I've got enough of that iridescent ribbon. I'm down to just a small amount. Probably not enough. Yeah. I want to be able to get 2 more cards out of this. And also, when you wrap your ribbon and have a knot, oh, I didn't get that on. Oh, I got to adhere that, Karen. Oh my gosh. Let's do that step first. Oh gosh. I was wondering why it was moving around. Yeah, it kind of works better when you glue it down. Okay. The reason why I do not want to put a knot bow over here is because there's not a lot of space. There's much more white space over here. So that's where that bow is going to go. Okay, so we'll have to wrap it around backwards. I'm right-handed, so my brain is not going to function on this step, but let's see. Oh, wait a minute. My dimensionals first. We'll show you this again. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on. This time it's 5 because it's a bigger panel. Get those pressed down really good. Grab my pointer here and we'll just dig in there and get those backings off and throw them on the floor. Why not? All right, so now the ribbon is going to go down here. So I do have enough space to put my ribbon there. Let's bring in the card base, make sure it's the correct way. And I'm going to just put this flat and then I'm going to adhere it down. So now I've got a solid piece to tie my bow. So that is flipping around the wrong way. So let me try it again. That's better. I'm going to look for my crafting tweezers. There we go. That'll hold that in place. All right, let's get these tails fixed. You see how that ribbon, it was kind of folding over. I can put a little glue dot there just to, no one will see it. If I pull this up, put that down, let me just remove that. And then open up the ribbon here. And then add it down. There we go. Okay, so I know that's going to stay put. We'll work on the inside really quickly. If you ordered my recipe book kits, I placed the order for everything, but it's just, I'm waiting for everything to come in. It's been slow shipping. So I think I have at least 10 orders. So once I know stuff is shipped, except for one item hasn't shipped. I haven't gotten a tracking number for one of the items. And I'm ordering all of the Stampin' Up! Products tonight. I'm going to express ship it to me because they're a little bit behind in shipping. So I don't want to wait at least a week for my supplies to come in. So I am going to ship it 2-day FedEx to me, or UPS. The UPS guy comes here every day. It's so funny with my Stampin' Up! Orders. So I can get the recipe books out by the probably Friday. Let's say Friday. If I get the albums in stock. Once I get them in stock, it'll be easy peasy, but geez Louise, just taking forever to get stuff. I don't know if it's like that in your area, but it certainly is here. This one, I'm going to add silver, because I think we can pull some of the silver out of that little iridescent ribbon. So I'm going to shoot for maybe the little smaller one there. And, ooh, I see another small one. That little, even though it's a little bit big, I think we can add it and it'll be okay. So one more. Where should I put it? I'm going to go right here because I can't go here. It's too straight across. These are all kind of too big and I want to put it on a flower. So they're going to choose this one right here. All right, there you go. So can we mimic this? I don't think we can, but let's try. So we'll bring the designer paper in here. So we've got the yellow. Well, we might be able to. Let's see, I got a couple left. The green. Oh, I can't. I don't have that one. Oh, well, but you guys can see what it's doing, right? So we've got the strawberry slush. And then all the yellows. And then more of the foliage look. And then all I would need to do is do some... I would change my card base on this one because I would change it to Blackberry Bliss. And then I would keep the panel Old Olive because Blackberry Bliss and Old Olive look really good together. And you certainly can see I definitely had some residue ink. Even sometimes when you clean your stamps, you might still get residue on there because your Stampin' Scrub might be a little dirty. So this is not correct. That's the correct color. Okay. All right. So that is it. Again, watch for my ordering special. That's going to be coming out on the 15th. If you're not on my email list, I hope you consider joining. And you can do that at inspiredbygraham.com and just fill out that little pop-up box. I am trying to send one email a day, but not like 7 days a week. I try to give a little bit of a break because I know a lot of people get lots of emails and it's just delete, delete, delete. I don't want you to delete my emails. So please look for them. They'll be changing the time that they're going to be coming out. They're going to be coming out around 8 a.m. So when I send out an email, it's 8 a.m. And I always try to post them to my Facebook page, which is Inspired by Graham. So if you're not on my Facebook page, then you can join there as well. And you'll see all of my classes that are available. The recipe book also did the mini post-it notes last week, and I think the next journal I'm gonna be working on, let me go grab it for you. Whoa. I am going to be working on, let me find a open one. I've got a ton of these. I got, let's see. These are the Paper Rage journals, and I want to get all of these covered. And they're nice because they have a color. And this one here has got like a Cajun Craze, Crushed Curry, Night of Navy, Black, and that's Cherry Cobbler and Shaded Spruce. So I love how they kind of go with our color schemes. And I've got a bunch of these. So my thought is I'm going to use that on the go paper for like a summer trip. And I'm going to get my Alphabet a la mode dies out and like maybe put my trips or family outings or something like that on them. And I will have them, you know, if you ever see something that I'm making that you want to purchase, you can just send me an email and I can try to make that happen for you. But I will have this one probably, I'm not sure if it'll be available as a kit or just to purchase. How would you guys like it? Would you like to see a kit with these? What you would do is you'd probably receive, I wouldn't want to send all of these because it's super heavy to do that, and the shipping would be probably a good $10 all said and done with your paper. So probably would send 3 of them, so half the pack, and most likely a full bolt of ribbon and a full pack of designer paper, and then the cardstock, whatever goes with it. I'll comp that like die cuts and such. But if you would like to see this as a kit, let me know. I would be happy to do that for you guys, or anything I do. I'm always here to help you guys out, and I really don't know what you guys want, so I'm just going to try to keep bringing you content the best I can. And if you have any suggestions, you can always again email me, Karen@inspiredbygram.com. All right, it doesn't look like there's any more questions or posts since Denny, so I am going to clean up this desk and get an email out, and then I'm going to go crochet. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you Wednesday, 10 a.m. on YouTube.